In this video, I'll be doing the mom tag. Greetings, welcome back to my channel, and you're watching Jazzy as a Mama. Ooh, Jazzy as a Mama. I got this tag from Krista Bowman Ruth. She pretty much tagged everyone, so I thought it would be a great idea to go ahead and do my mom tag for Jordyn. When our son gets here, I'll do a mom tag for him. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with this because I don't want to waste your time. I was 27 years young. The hardest thing about being pregnant is that I can't eat seafood and I can't drink wine. Oh, and not knowing, not having control. Like, I like to have that control. With Jordyn, I enjoyed a lot of sleep. Pure sleep. Actually, you know what? Everything that I heard about childbirth was completely off. And I say that because I never thought that I would have a C-section. And then I end up having one. I never thought I would have to be induced. And I end up having to be induced. My blood pressure skyrocketed during the induction and I had to have an emergency C-section. Never thought that. And then even after childbirth, nobody told me about that. It was just, oh. So it would probably be like, that's a no. In my opinion, I thought you always pushed unless you opted to have a C-section. The whole emergency C-section thing never crossed my mind, and then it was there. So if you want to hear my birth story, it's on my page. I would definitely handle it in a different way. I probably would not have gone to get induced. I just probably would have prayed up my belly and hoped that I came naturally. But if I could have, waited until it was just completely evident that I absolutely had to get an induction or had to get a C-section, yeah, I wouldn't have waited till like the 42nd week, where it gets to be a little. The hardest thing about being a mom, I would have had to say it was when I went through postpartum depression. And you change. I turned into a savage after I became a mom. Like, it stopped being about where I bit my tongue or I didn't try to offend anybody. It started being about, this is my child. This is me and my husband's child. And we have these boundaries set. And if you can't respect them, that's your issue. It's not mine. You're not going to make your issue mine. So I would say that has been the hardest thing about being a mom, was going through postpartum depression and dealing with the backlash from you being a doggone good mama. The most rewarding thing is just seeing my child smile, knowing that she's healthy, knowing that she's happy. There was a very dark time when we first had Jordyn. Things were not doing well with us. You don't get paid as a teacher on maternity leave in Georgia, so there was that. And then we were in a bad leasing situation, and then my husband's job was not the best. So like, we went through a very, very, very hard time. But through it all, my daughter kept her smile. She was happy, she was good, she was healthy, she was taken care of, she always had more than enough, and God always shined through. It was like we never went without. Like, we were always fed. It may not have been the things that I wanted to eat, but it was good stuff. I'm very picky. That's where Jordyn gets it from. So I would say that had to be the most rewarding thing, knowing that Jordyn was always taken care of. She's always been happy. She's never felt any struggle that we've gone through. The most surprising thing that I discovered about being a mom was the fact that when you become a mom, you become a savage. I'm quick to be like, I don't care, it's my child. And it's not in a nasty way. It's in a, I think about things very heavily. I'm very detailed. I work through things. So if I set a boundary, if I say this is okay or this is not okay, if there is something that Jordyn can't have because she has eczema and it's gonna cause her to flare up, or it's gonna cause her to throw up because she has acid reflux really bad, and I tell you she can't have this and you give it to her anyway, or you say I'm being too strict, think what you want. But if you give it to her anyway, we finna have an issue. Because who gonna be the one taking her to the doctor and paying the doctor bill? Who's gonna be the one staying up at night late? Who's gonna be the one that even though she's sleeping, you're gonna be watching to make sure she's okay? That's gonna be me, not you. Someone who is about to have a baby, have your plan. Don't go into it lightly. You know, it's fine to look at things bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but do your research. Prepare your things for self-care early. Plan to not neglect yourself. You have to take care of yourself too, because if mama's not okay, baby's not okay. Baby's not gonna be okay. You cannot be a shell taking care of a whole bundle of joy. I have so many great memories involving Jordyn. I really cannot pick one, to be honest. I guess it would be the first time that she told me she loved me. I'm such a sap. So I'm tucking her in at night, and you know, I've read her story, I've sang to her, I've prayed over her, and I say, usually I would say goodnight, Jordyn, and she'd say goodnight, Mom, and then I say I love you, and then she'll just, you know. Well, one night she said, I want you back, honey. I didn't know what to do. I just started crying. So I guess my best memory of Jordyn is when she told me she loved me for the first time. The most exciting milestone had to be when she started walking first, and then when she started talking. Those two go hand in hand. Like, when she started walking, I barely could handle it. I started to cry. And then when she started talking, you know, I started to cry. I just cry about everything. Like, cause it's like when you have your baby and they start growing up, it feels like you just had them yesterday, and now they're talking. Like, how? The worst thing that my child has ever done, when Jordyn was ready to start heavily potty training, like no pull-ups at all at night, like none of that, right before nap time we would place her in a pull-up. Jordyn went poop in that pull-up, and she didn't want that poop on her. So Jordyn took her little nasty hand and she dug the poop out and she put it on the floor by the couch. And then she came and got me and she was like, clean my hand. And I'm like, you got poop on your hand. And there was still some poop in the pamper. So I'm sitting up here thinking that's it. So I take off the pull-up. I wash her hands really good. I think I ended up giving her a bath because there was just so much. And then I put her directly in her toddler bed for her nap. Child, I kept smelling something later. I kept smelling something rank. And I'm looking at Mickey like, Mickey, I know good time when you didn't poop and eat it. Like, cause there was no, I couldn't see anything. So when Jordyn woke up from her nap, she's on the couch and she's pointing in the corner where the ottoman was. You know how you sit the ottoman in the corner, makes a couch and an armchair look like a sectional. Yeah, that's what happened. And I'm looking, and then I see this pile of poop on the floor, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. No, you didn't pull this poop out your eye and put it on the floor. So yeah, that would have to be the worst thing that Jordyn has ever done. But I mean, she was a kid. She's a kid. She's a toddler. What you gonna do? I wish Jordyn did not have the habit of barking. I don't like for kids to do the animal noises. And I get it's a part of their imaginative play, but Jordyn just takes it too far. And you know, if you're not careful, and if they do it around the wrong people, then certain people can start speaking things on your children that are just not true. And they don't know them, they're not around them all the time. And so I've encountered that a little bit from, you know, people who just are not around her that way. And like, they have a tone of concern in their voice, and I'm like, no. You know, nothing's going on. She just likes to mimic dogs sometimes. Yeah, it's a habit that she likes to do that I just wish she wouldn't. Something that makes me proud that she does, she always goes and she grabs a book. She loves books. She gets bored with television very easily, so she's very hands-on. She loves to color. She's just like me. So like, you remember growing up back in the day, if you was born in the 80s, 90s or whatever, you would find things for yourself to do, like those kids and stuff like that, and then you would watch TV during certain times when the good stuff was on Nickelodeon and stuff. Yeah, that's how she is. So I really like that she has the habit of reading. Jordyn has my personality, she has my temper, she has my sass, she has my eyes, she has my nose, and she has my smile. She looks like me when she sleeps. I would like my child to be happy. I would like for her to be an honor student in school. school. I would like her to be well-rounded, and I would like for her to be using and working in her talents and her creativity. I imagine that I would become a mom much sooner, but you know, if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. His timing was best. I would describe my child in one sentence based off of her name, Jordyn Elizabeth. Gift from heaven, dedicated to God. I've changed because I've become even more creative, even more intuitive, even more detailed, even more themed, queen-esque, and even more into a savage. I used to be like this shy, laid-back savage, but when I became a mom, it was just like, I'm going after everything I think I want, and then I'm protecting my child in the process. So you better move or get bit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I tag everybody who's a mom. Go ahead and do it. Put it out there. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And this is Jazzy as a Mama. See you next time.